Hello students, welcome on board. This is part 7 of the chapter Human Reproduction, wherein you will be learning about embryonic development, parturition and lactation. For better understanding, please do watch the previous videos. Without further ado, let's begin with the first topic. The embryonic development starts immediately after pregnancy. Now, we've learned in part 6 that the blastocyst attaches itself to the uterine wall with the help of trophoblast, and after the attachment, the inner cell mass differentiates to form the embryo, right? Now, this is because the inner cell mass has certain cells which are called stem cells, which has the potency to give rise to tissue and organ systems. Alright, now first the inner cell mass differentiates to form an outer layer which is called the ectoderm. Then it forms an inner layer called the endoderm. And between the ectoderm and endoderm, a middle layer appears, which is called the mesoderm. It is called the mesoderm. Alright, now all these layers together, that is the ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm, they give rise to the tissue and organ systems. So what have we learned about the embryonic development? We've learned that the inner cell mass of the blastocyst contains certain cells which are called stem cells, which has the potency to give rise to tissue and organ systems. First, the inner cell mass differentiates into an outer layer which is called ectoderm. Then it forms an inner layer that is called endoderm, and a middle layer appears between the ectoderm and endoderm, which is called the mesoderm. And together, these three layers give rise to the tissue and organ systems. Alright. Now we learn about the changes during pregnancy. The average duration of human pregnancy is 9 months and it is called gestation period. What is it called? It's called gestation period. Now during these 9 months, the embryo keeps changing and developing, and we'll be learning about these changes one by one. Now in the first month, the heart of the embryo is formed. In the second month, the limbs and digits develop. In the third month, the major organ systems are formed. And by the end of the 5th month, hair appears on the head of the embryo and the first movement is observed. In the 6th month, the body is covered with fine hair, their eyelids separate and eyelashes are also formed. By the end of 8th month, the testis in male fetus descends into the scrotum, and finally at the 9th month, the fetus is fully formed. Alright, now we learn about the process of parturition. Parturition in simple terms means the delivery of a fetus or expulsion of a fetus from the uterus. And this happens due to vigorous contractions. Of the uterus, which results in the expulsion or delivery of the fetus. Alright. So, parturition is the expulsion or delivery of the fetus at the end of the pregnancy due to the vigorous contraction of the uterus. Now, parturition occurs due to neuroendocrine mechanism. Now, we learn about this mechanism. Now, at the end of the pregnancy, the fetus and placenta induces some mild contractions, and it is called fetal ejection reflex. Now, this fetal ejection reflex then initiates the release of the hormone oxytocin. Oxytocin then induces induces the uterine muscles to cause strong contractions. Now, these contractions result in the further release of the hormone oxytocin, and the production of oxytocin then results in stronger contraction, which results in the expulsion of the baby from the uterus through the birth canal. And what is this process called? It's called parturition. Parturition is the expulsion or delivery of the baby from the uterus at the end of the pregnancy. All right. Now, after the delivery of the baby, the placenta is also expelled out. All right. So, what is parturition? Parturition is the vigorous contractions of the uterus at the end of the pregnancy, which results in the expulsion or delivery of the fetus. It occurs due to a neuroendocrine mechanism. First, the fetus and placenta induces mild contractions, which is called the fetal ejection reflex. What is it called? It's called the fetal ejection reflex. Now, the fetal ejection reflex then initiates the release of hormone oxytocin. Oxytocin then induces the uterine muscles to cause strong contractions. Now, these contractions then further induce the production of oxytocin, which in turn results in stronger contractions, and it results in the expulsion of the baby. The baby is expelled out from the uterus through the birth canal, and this process is called parturition. After the expulsion of the baby or delivery of the baby, the placenta is also expelled out. All right. Parturition is then followed by lactation. Now, during pregnancy, the mammary glands undergo differentiation. During pregnancy, the mammary glands undergo differentiation. And by the end of the pregnancy, the mammary glands begin to produce milk, and this process is called lactation. What is it called? It's called lactation. All right. Now, the milk produced in the initial days, is called the colostrum. It's called the colostrum. The colostrum contains several antibodies. And nutrients which helps to build the immunity of the newborn baby. So, during pregnancy, the mammary glands undergo differentiation to produce milk, and this process is called lactation. The milk produced in the initial days is called the colostrum. Colostrum contains several antibodies and nutrients, which helps to provide immunity to the newborn baby. All right. So, that's it for the session. This was part 7, where we've learned about embryonic development, parturition, and lactation. With this video, we've come to the end of the chapter Human Reproduction. If you found this helpful, please do like the video, and if you have any doubts, comment down below. Subscribe to watch the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.